Let's go ahead and get the masses of our marbles. I'm going to start by putting a cup on the balance and zeroing it. And now we can put the marble inside. I'm going to start with the small one. This is the mass in grams. All right, let's go ahead and get the medium one. Again, this is the mass in grams. And now we'll do the large one. And again, this is the mass in grams. This is our experimental setup. I've built a ramp and I have some meter sticks here so that we can measure the sliding distance of the cup. The next piece of data to gather is the height of the ramp. So we're going to measure the height. You should be able to read the meter stick to get your height. Our procedure tells us to place our cup at the end of the track like this with the opening facing it. And then to get our first marble, and it doesn't matter which one we start with, I'm going to start with the small size, and to place it around the 5 centimeter mark. Just about right there. Again, you can read it yourself to get your starting position. And then we're going to release it. Let it roll. And again, you can see now how far your cup slid. Initially, this lip of the cup was touching the track, which I have a meter stick here that you can see. It was at 0. So now you're reading how far this cup has moved before I accidentally hit it right there. Okay, so get your measurement and record that in your table. We're going to do it 2 more times. So we're going to put this back. Again, you can see it's starting right there. Again, starting at the same height up here. In about the same position. Same thing. Go ahead and read your distance. If I can get it to focus, sorry. There you go. One more time. Trial 3. Again, 5 centimeters. Get your distance. Do it again with a different marble. Replace the cup. We did the small one the first time, so let's go ahead and do the medium one. Again, starting position. And again, try to read how far that slid. Two more trials. Get your distance. Trial number 3. Okay. We have 1 marble left. Now we're going to do the big one, and that'll conclude our data for part 1 anyway. So large marble last. All right. Again, initial position. And again, you want to get your reading from there. Again, you're looking for your distance that it has slid. All right, one more. All right, last one with the big. This is the end of the first meter stick and the start of the next one, just so you have an idea of where we're at. Again, get your measurement. For part 2, the only difference here is we're only going to use the largest marble, so the heaviest one, and we're going to release it from different positions on this ramp so that it has a different velocity when it reaches the end, and we're going to see if that affects how far it slides. Now, the first 3 trials are supposed to be done at a release point of 5 centimeters, but we already did that 3 times in part 1. So instead of doing those 3 trials again, I'm going to encourage you to use the data that you already collected in part 1 for the 3 trials at 5 centimeters. And we're just going to do the other 2 release positions, which is going to be 40 centimeters and 80. So again, here's 40 centimeters. Same process. And again, you're going to read your sliding distance. And we're going to do 2 more trials. Replace the cup. Start again at 40. Again, get your distance measurement. And then 1 more. Trial 3 with a release point of 40 centimeters. And again, get your distance measurement. All right, now let's go ahead and release it at 80 centimeters, which is all the way down here. So we're not near the top anymore. Now we're very close to the cup already. All right, so 80 centimeters release point. Again, get your distance measurement. Trial 2, 80 centimeters. Get your distance measurement. Trial 3 at 80 centimeters. Again, get your distance measurement. All right, that concludes the data collection for this lab. So from here, now you have a bunch of data that you can fill into the table, and then the rest of it is calculations.